Repaved in 2021, Atlanta Motor Speedway was reimagined to include super speedway style racing, with turns now banked at 28 degrees from the previous 24. Luckily, iRacing still gives us the option of racing at the original quad oval, but tonight it's out with the old and in with the new. Tonight's Doghouse Racing League's Trackside Nascar Outlet Gen 4 Series will host its final preseason race, super speedway style, at the new Atlanta. Yeah, definitely. I mean, as we watch them going out on the track here now, it'd be interesting to see exactly what these speeds are going to be tonight for qualifying. I mean, if we look at, the last time we raced here was another preseason race that was last September, and Mike Leftwich actually set on the pole at 31.182 seconds. Now, just to tell you the difference between qualifying and pole single car speeds and the draft, Kevin Brown had the fastest practice time back then of 29.741. We look back at here, we're in the 29s again for fastest practice time. So it's going to be interesting to see for sure how this goes tonight compared to last year. Yeah, so there's Kevin Brown, 461 now. We got Mike coming around and Tyler Mollett as well. Be curious to see if some of these second lap speeds are faster than their first. Are they taking the high side around on their first? I didn't notice Mike there. I think he was kind of on the high side. I see, Tyler's on the bottom now. Yeah, Atlanta's a little different than your normal super speedway. Right, Atlanta, there's a lot of actually just, you can actually run basically midway on the track, couple car lengths off the bottom, and then you can just kind of go down to the inside and hug that line as you go through turns 1, 2, 3, and 4. Most super speedways, you're trying to stay as close to that yellow line all the way around during qualifying. This is a little different. Again, you can do you're almost your normal race, I guess, groove, if you want to say, to a certain extent.
Yeah, Daniel, and ooh, Jason Ross getting a little bit loose, 3 and 4. Um, Chris Leftwich sitting on the pole currently, followed by Tyler Millette. Jason Ross going to see if he can come out and sit on top of the board.
Yeah, so right now you see Chris Leftwich there with us, 768, which is faster than Mike. Now we got to think about, when we had this last September, Atlanta on iRacing did not have lights. You couldn't run at night. Now you can run at night. So now we've got nighttime. There's gonna be more grip. Even that it's freshly paved uh, track, it's still you can still get very loose. You can slide up the track easily here. So you got to be careful as far as you're entering and exiting the corner. So I would think these night times will make speeds a little bit faster. And it looks like that's what we're seeing.
And with those faster speeds, you got to be concerned with tire wear and how hard you're pushing it, and can you conserve for the end? It's kind of a super speedway type track, but tire wear still becomes a factor here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be definitely tire wear. It's nothing like old Atlanta was, where it just basically grades the rubber off your tires. But this track will take rubber, so it will handle a little bit differently. Of course, these are fixed setups tonight, so there's no adjustments in the pits. It is what it is. No air pressure adjustments. Uh, nothing you can really do to these cars, but maybe change up the way you drive them. You start getting loose, you go up the track.
That's absolutely correct. And that's going to wrap up qualifying. And Chris Leftwich is going to get the pole, followed by Tyler Millette with the outside pole. So that's going to be an interesting setup for the start of this race. Two fast drivers. We'll see what they can do.
No doubt. You got Jonathan Jennings in place 3 and Gary Armijo in 4. Looks like we got, is that Adam Weichel in 5th? Kevin Brown 6th, followed by Adam Thompson, Jason Ross, Mike Leftwich, Jeffrey Engel, rounding out your top 10.
That is correct.
So go through the rest of the field. You can see we have Christopher Simon, Steve Gerber, John Gaines, Mark Dumont, and Richard Leclerc in the 16th position.
And starting in 17th to be Brent McCoy, followed by Shane Parrish, and 18th. He didn't qualify, but we know he's going to bring a fast car. He always does. 19th will be Josh Coley. 20th will be Eric Warman. And 21st will be Jamie Horn. 22nd will be Chuck Cobb, and Jesse Main will round out 23rd.
Yep, so let's give it to Justin McMahon here as he's going to go through what we can expect for this race.
Yeah, hey fellas. Yeah, so we got 80 laps tonight. So the fuel one is going to be roughly 50 laps out there for fuel. So the guys are going to need to stop at least once for fuel. Tires are definitely going to be a factor in this race. I know you mentioned it earlier briefly. I mean, it's going to depend on, I don't know what these guys are going to try to do for fuel strategy here. If this thing stays green, if guys are going to try to short pit and try to get an advantage and get some fresh rubber on these cars or not, to see if they can kind of leapfrog a little bit. That's only going to happen if they get a little drafting help here, because this drafting is big here at this track here as well. So they've also got the new pit entrance here in turn 3 that's going to turn into be a factor here as well. I expect to see some mistakes here, I think, if this thing stays green and guys have to make a full speed pit stop here under green, turning off the back straightaway into turn 3. I expect to keep an eye out for that. They gotta stay within that pit box, or the commitment box on the back straightaway. Plus they got to stay below the solid white lines as well. I guess it's going to come down to see who's gonna stay out the longest here and run the fuel down as far as they can. I expect these things to get super tight if these guys are pushing it early on here. That right front gets pretty hot, so I expect them to see them pushing and possibly banging up into each other here on corner exit. So I look forward to it. It should be a good race here.
Yeah, for sure. All right, as we get ready to enter the start zone here, first start here is going to be on green per the Doghouse Racing League rules. We got Chris Leftwich going to bring us down.
Green, green, green.
And the green flag is out. Got Jonathan Jennings giving Shoney's teammate a push as we go through the quad oval here in turn number 1. Looks like the top 3 is singled out with Tyler Millette running in 3rd. We're side by side behind them. Let's see how this is going to be. Line followed by, looks like Adam Weichel is on the top. Looks like Gary Armijo decided he was going to go up, and then he decided, no, let's stay down and follow Adam Thompson here as we go down the 1,800-foot backstretch here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's like Chris Leftwich is going to go ahead and lead us through the end of lap number 2 here as we turn into turn 1. Again, side by side from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all the way back right now. So far, not a little bit of side drafting, nothing too bad at this point. Curious to see as we go through the race here how that side drafting might start taking effect. Kind of got to be careful doing that. Looks like Weichel just got into the wall a little bit. He's stuck to the wall here. Looks like he's gonna stay out of everybody's way. But that was really close. That could have caused a big problem there if he'd came off that wall and shut down like happens a lot at these tracks.
Yeah, Daniel, that was a good job by him keeping it up high and not coming back down. That could have been a big wreck right there on lap 4. So good job by him.
Yep. Let's go to our pit reporter, Justin.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it looked like the 71 got a really big run there, and he had the 25 of course. I don't think he was expecting. It made him a little bit tight going into corner entry. He kind of moved up into the 17 just a little bit, got him out of shape just a hair.
Yeah, so we got Chris Leftwich continuing to lead the way, followed by Tyler Ouellette right on the side. Looks like Tyler's looking for the lead. So he's going to come down and lead here. Lap number 5. Actually, starting with lap number 6 now. They continue. Oh, Tyler goes high. He hits the wall. He's against the wall. Something happened here to Tyler. I don't know what happened, but I don't know if he just stuck to the wall or if something broke.
Yeah, it looked like he just went into the corner and got high and just went straight into the wall. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I almost wonder if he got some tire damage there. Something might have happened there, and a broken wheel or something on that car, because it looks like he's going now. But yeah, now he's lost the draft, so he's going to have to hope for the caution at this point.
Got about a 5-car breakaway at the moment at the front. Chris Leftwich still continuing to lead. Jonathan Jennings behind him in second. I look for a good run to form here once Jason Ross gets up on Kevin Brown. They shouldn't be able to make some good time up there on that high side. It seems to be one of the fastest ways around.
Yeah, definitely. That high side is starting to come in pretty good. I'm thinking as these tires start to wear, you'll see more and more drivers start looking at that high side there. Kevin Brown is doing a really good job there, holding side right with Gary Armijo there. And then you got Jason Ross. Hopefully if he can get a little bit closer to Kevin Brown, he can probably push him on up to get beside Jonathan Jennings.
Starting to like that high side starting to form up better. We've got Brent McCoy. He is our biggest mover so far of the night, up 11 positions. He's marching his way up into close to the top 5.
Yeah, I think let's talk to Justin McMahon, see what he's hearing on pit road from these guys.
Yeah, I'm just going to chime in on Tyler Ouellette there, what just happened there. It seemed to me, he came over the radio and said he felt like there might have been a little bit of net code there that he got from behind, but looked to me like he got a little bit of an extra push there going into the corner and carried a little bit more speed than normal, and the car just kind of took off straight into the wall a little bit.
Yeah, not a good way to start the race for sure, but you can recover here. We're only one bad move away from having a caution, so you just never know here in Atlanta. This new Atlanta's a totally different ball game. See, these top three are really tight. They're running really good together. They're formed up pretty well. Seem to be holding all these other guys off pretty good. But now you've got Kevin Brown making some time up as Jason Ross gets a little bit closer to that back bumper. They've got a little bit of help also coming on the high side there from the 29. Brent McCoy. Got Eric Mormon also on that top line as well, and Chuck Cobb. So yeah, that top line is starting to really form up.
Yes, it is, Daniel. And speaking of Eric Warman, he's very good at saving his tires in these cars. So I'd look for him to be able to maintain his pace and have good tire wear and be a factor here towards the later part of this run.
Yeah, let's see what happens here as the tires start wearing down. We're 15 laps into this. Speeds, are all staying low to mid 30s. You get some fast laps happen every now and then. Right now, Adam Whitehall has a fast lap at 29.676. Again, he got into the wall. He looks like he has recovered there. But let's see what happens as we get through the next, say, probably 10 laps or so, as we get that midway point of the fuel run. Really, if he's able to suck up to the there, it looks like he's making a little bit of headway, but I think that side draft right now from Brent McCoy, but now we're 3 wide. Look a little further back there. Not sure how that's going to work out. Looks like thought a little bit better of it, which is probably a good move.
Yeah, Atlanta is a large track, but not quite as much room as what it looks like whenever you start putting it 3 wide. You can easily get in trouble because in these corners you can't just go wide open like you can at Daytona or Talladega. You do have to lift a little bit. If not, you're gonna push up the track hard, and if you're 3 wide, just cause a accordion, and push up to the guy in the middle, and then he's gonna push up into the guy on the outside, and just not gonna work well.
Kevin Brown, that top lane has dropped back a little bit. Now you got Brent McCoy looking high that he's going to try to form it up again, but looks like he's going to be stuck. Top 5 is, kind of broke away at this point. Yeah, that top lane, I was really thinking that they would get up there, be able to side draft a little further up and get up there close to the lead, but right now they've really dropped back. Got Kevin Brown back, around 7th place, right, running side by side with Josh Culley.
And one driver that's kind of surprising me tonight is Shane Pierce. He has only picked up 3 positions since the start. We know he's usually fast. I don't know if he is just riding around first part of this race, saving tires and, waiting on the big one, or just struggling.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at he's only really 1.6 seconds out of the lead at this point, so he's still close, saving tires. Like you said, Shane's one of the best drivers in the league, I believe, as far as saving those tires. So he's probably done a lot of practice knowing Shane, and he probably understands that, hey, maybe right now I might be back a little ways, but just give me till the, second half of these runs, and I'm gonna start working my way to the front. Plus, I don't know, you know, he may not be liking some of the side by side in front of him he's seeing either. That can make you a little nervous.
Yeah, you're correct on that one. It can get a little uneasy, especially as these tires start to wear more and cars start to get a little bit more upset with the tires. It's gonna be interesting to start driving different for sure. So
I tell you, Gary Armijo's got a car tonight. He's really doing a good job. He's planted right on Jonathan's back end there, and he's not letting him go. I mean, he's close enough to where he's giving Jonathan just that little bit of a push without getting overly aggressive. He's keeping Jonathan pushed right up to the 13's rear end again. So, I mean, they're doing a really good job, and the Shoney's teammate of Mike Leftwich is having a hard time getting up to them.
yeah, the top three starting to break away a little bit now. They've got about a quarter-second gap back on him, and but as we say that, he's starting to get a nice run coming off of the bottom of turn 2 there. Gonna have a good run on the backstretch. Looking to the outside, he's going to fall back in line and behind Gary Armijo.
Yeah, I really like that move right now. Let's stay single file. I mean, that's your two teammates in the front. It's not really go time yet. You know, one thing, but it looks like the 29 is going to say, you know what? You can stay single file, but I'm going to the top. Let's see if Josh Cully will follow him. Yeah, it looks like he's going to tuck right back in. So that'll be, let's see what happens here. Yeah, I think McCoy is really looking at that. He wants that high side. He wants to go up there and challenge. You know, who knows? Justin, do you think these cars are starting to push a little bit at this point in the corners? I know that can happen, and when you start pushing, all of a sudden you become really loose off.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's probably some of the issue for some of these guys right now, especially the guys that are guys that are stuck on the outside. It's harder for them to get a good entry into the corner without that car pushing out. We're 26 laps into this race here. I definitely think that that's going to be an issue. Those tires are starting to heat up a little bit. Guys are probably starting to struggle, and that might be why you start seeing some of these guys trying to maybe fall back a little bit and try to get single file here before pit stops start.
And up ahead, you see the 71 of Adam Thompson. Looks like they're about to put him a lap down. This is going to get interesting. Where does he choose to go? He's going to go on the high side. I believe he got damaged earlier on in the race, so he needs a caution so he can go into the pits and try to get that 71 machine repaired some.
Yeah, you know, we're coming up on about 12 laps from halfway. You know, like Justin said it before, they can, you know, go further than that, but I wonder how many of these guys is going to say, okay, let's just risk it. Let's pit halfway. Hopefully no caution will happen. Let's get the fresh tires and come back out.
It was like Brent McCoy is going to get a good run on the outside. The 21 looked to go with him. Going to dive back down. Going to need some more help on the outside to be able to make a run towards his front.
Yeah, he's holding his own pretty good up there, and let's see what happens here. You know, you've got another Shoney's teammate there, Chris Simon, who may decide to jump up there with him. But yeah, I agree with you. He's gonna need some help to really make that work. But he's really doing a pretty good job of side drafting the 88 right there to hold his position.
Scary moment there. Looked like the 7 of Gary Armijo got a little bit loose coming out of 4.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see that tire wear. You're getting to where you're starting to breathe it a little bit on entering the corner, and that's gonna, other guys may try to, wide open still. You breathe it, you're gonna be able to hold that bottom line better. If you start just trying to continue to hold that throttle wide open, you're gonna really start pushing up that track. And that's, I think, what we're seeing. And this is when you get into, does somebody overcorrect? It's easy to do here. You start getting tight, you push up the track, you try to overcorrect to get it down back on that line, get back in line so that you don't lose position, and all of a sudden the rear end comes around on your car. Yeah, looking at the 71, he definitely has some damage. As I look a little bit closer at him, looks like that driver's side fender is definitely pushed in there. So he needs some repairs. He needs a caution, maybe a couple of them, to see if they can get some of these optional repairs done to get him back. He's doing okay in the draft right now, but when he gets by himself, I'm sure it's, it's just like throwing out a parachute.
Yeah, he's definitely praying for a caution right now, but it looks like he's going to go up and start trying to help Brent McCoy a little bit. I'm impressed he's able to run as well as he is with that amount of damage on the front of his car. Justin, you hearing anybody starting to talk about pitting yet?
I haven't heard any chatter on the radio yet about it. I would imagine you'll probably start seeing them come down. I would guess anywhere between lap 40 and 50, you'll probably start seeing guys duck down pit road.
Yeah, that's the fun part too, is that's that new pit entry. What are we going to see there? How many of these guys are going to get caught speeding or not get their all four tires below the commitment line?
Yeah, and just one more thing to touch base on too, left side tires probably don't wear that much here, so our guys are going to try to gamble and take right sides only to try to get a little bit more of an advantage as well. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out.
And a little bit of contact between Shane Paris and the 33 Kevin Brown. I was just going to say, it looks like Shane's decided it's time to start making some ground up, and the last few laps he's been one of the fastest on the track.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean,
we got one taker coming down pit road right now. It looked like the 94 of Tyler Millette.
yeah, I think, Tyler, he was probably hoping for a caution. Decided, okay, best thing for me to do right now is go ahead and get the tires, maybe be a little faster for a little bit, and see if I can make up some ground that way. Plus, he may have some damage.
And still leading this race is going to be Chris Leftwich. He's led all 39 laps so far. Hasn't really been anybody able to get up and challenge him really since the start of this race. It's been kind of a three-car breakaway that we've seen for the most part between Leftwich and Jennings and Armijo. And Armijo looks like he's starting to fall off a little bit now.
Yeah, he's done a real good job riding along in third. I think hopefully he can get a good, clean pit stop here and keep pace with these guys. Right now, this race has just been Chris Leftwich and Jonathan Jennings just leading, happy to stay in line. Looks like we've got Mike Leftwich entering pit road.
It's our first taker. It's on the lead lap.
Definitely probably not a bad idea to go ahead and pit by yourself here with a new pit road. Who knows how tight it's going to be getting around there with a group of cars. Only thing is, you will possibly, you know, lose a little time not being in a draft with someone, but hopefully he'll just, when others cycle through, he'll just maybe cycle back ahead of them a little bit. But we'll see how much time he loses pitting by himself.
Well, he's going to have a little help. He's got Mark Dumont that followed him in, so he might have a little bit of help there, depending on. So we got another taker coming in.
It's going to be the 89 of Jeffrey Engel.
Starting to see the car's getting a little swirly here. What I'm seeing here on the broadcast here, it's definitely they're struggling. Going through the corner, they're definitely chasing the car up a little bit. We got Gary Amijo pretty hard into the wall here as he entered 3. Little puff of smoke out. I'm hoping that's just a little tire rub there, but again, he's been running really good, so he's falling back at this point. Those tires are just worn out, and he's just really needs to get to pit road, and looks like he's coming now.
Yeah, I wonder if that was him. He was trying to make a desperation move to try to get down to the inside there. And he was trapped on the outside and just couldn't make that move to get down there and made a slight error.
That's a good possibility.
I would.
So we're
Go ahead, Dan.
into lap 45 here, so getting close to people having to pit.
The leaders are going to come down this time. It's going to be Christopher Leftwich, Jonathan Jennings, and Josh Coley coming in, followed by Christopher Simon and Brett McCoy.
We got a wreck here. Jonathan Jennings got into Chris Leftwich coming onto pit road. We got the 29 also spinning out to avoid him. 13's got it going back straight now at this point. But that's going to be a lot of lost time here by the leader. There's another one diving on. It looks like somebody missed pit road there. That's the 201. I don't think he made it.
No, that's going to be the 201 of Jesse Main. He is going to get a penalty for that. He did not make it under the box, doesn't look like.
Yeah, already seeing the havoc of this pit road here for sure. These guys are trying to see just how fast they can come around, get through 3 and 4. Got Jeffrey Engel. Since he's already pitted, he's definitely got those fresh tires. He's trying to work his way around Adam Thompson. And I don't believe Adam has pit yet. He may have. Kevin Brown entering pit road. Justin, what are you seeing on this pit entry?
It's everything that we expected it to be. Guys are trying to cut down as much time as they possibly can by trying to go as fast as they can in there. And so far, it looks like we've seen a couple guys make a couple mistakes there, and it's going to cost them dearly, I think.
Like we've got a few more pit stops that we need to. We got Mike Dow coming in now. Looks like Gerber. Maybe even I thought Kevin Brown pit. But he's showing in second, and he may have.
He did.
He did. Okay.
You know, you talk about Adam Thompson a while ago. He has not come in a pitch yet. I think you're going to see him run this out until he's out of fuel, hoping for a caution. That way he can. He's got his lap back right now, so he won't see that caution, so he can stay on the lead lap and get his service done.
Yep. Kevin Brown jumping back down the pit road here. I wonder if he missed his pit box or something. No, he's coming. He's still on the track. Okay.
Guys, I'm pretty surprised here that guys were able to save enough fuel to get them past lap 50.
Yeah. No, I agree. They've got to be running on fumes right now. Just real quick, while we're waiting on that final pit stop from Richard Leclerc and Adam Thompson, just want to give a shout out to Trackside Nascar Outlet, who is going to be the sponsor of this Gen 4 series here for Doghouse Racing League. Trackside NASCAR Outlet is an authorized Lionel Racing dealer with a full line of diecast, including cup, Xfinity, truck, driver apparel, hats, and jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their Arena, Illinois store behind Jack Flash Truck Stop, or follow them on Facebook. You can also check out their website at www.tracksidenascaroutlet.com. If you don't see what you want on that on their website or on Facebook, just shoot him a message and he can get it. If he don't have it, he can get it. So give him a call. So it looks like Richard Leclerc finally made that pit stop.
And that's going to cycle Josh Culley to the lead, with Christopher Simon in second place, about a second and a half behind.
Tell you, I'm seeing the running order really shook up since that round of pit stops. And you've got Culley and Simon, you got McCoy. You know, he's a good ways back in third place from what I'm seeing. Mike Leftwich, Eric Warman, you had Jonathan Jennings, who had that little bit of an incident with Chris Leftwich. He's now a lap down. You've got Chris Leftwich also a lap down at this point. Looks like Steve Gerber has went 3 laps down, so it looks like he must have had a black flag issue along with possibly Chuck Cobb there. Josh Culley's lead just seems to be growing right now. You know, it just, he's drafting. He's with the what's that, the 157. So he's got a drafting partner. Even though that's the tail end of the lead lap there. Looks like he's content just following along behind him, running a decent pace. He's really pulling away right now of Simon, who is by himself, I believe, on the track.
Yeah, and the 157 of John Gaines is the last car on the lead lap, so he says, I'll be glad to sit here and give you a tow, buddy. Keep on pushing me.
Yeah, he's just hoping for a caution flag right now. That would help him get on around on that lead lap. And yeah, just Simon running by himself right now, that's really hurting him. I mean, he's losing almost a second a lap at this point. If we look at Chris Simon, he ran a 32.073 last lap, to where Josh Cully ran a 30.5. I mean, so you're looking at right at a second and a half, almost 2 second difference in speed. But then you go back to where you've got Brent McCoy, and he's back in the 30.7 range. So we've got them running Simon down. He's about to get some drafting help. He may lose third place though, and he does. Chris Leftwich is going around Josh Cully there to get one of his laps back.
Yeah, and looking at lap times, I'm not sure this pack's going to be able to run down our leader before we run out of laps. We coming to 20 to go this time, and he's still holding a good 8-second lead over this pack going into turn one now.
Yeah, I mean, his last 5 average is faster than that pack. So, yeah, I'm thinking that they're going to run similar speeds, and they're going to need a caution flag to be able to catch Josh Cully. I think he had a great pit stop there, watching him when he did get on pit road. He did a really good job maximizing speed through there. Probably had a significantly, when you look at pit in and pit out, advantage over the second, third place and the rest of the field.
Well, Josh Cully needs to be careful where he's at the moment. He's in a swarm of lap cars all wanting their lap back and racing them extremely hard. I don't know, if I was him, I wouldn't back off a little bit, let them go, and just go back to riding behind them, just trying to utilize their draft.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I mean, you've got the 157 side drafting really hard here. To me, just ride behind because it's looking right here like it's looking like a wreck to me, but hopefully I'm wrong.
Yeah, I would let them go right behind them, and I mean, they're going to race you hard as they can right now, trying to get their laps back. So let them go, be patient, and you're not losing any time to that second pack. So just kind of be smart, but he's making it work at the moment. So hopefully it all work out good for him.
Yeah, we will see. I would just pull off on this backstretch here below the line and let them pass by me, and then hop back on up behind them. I mean, you want to keep the draft, but you definitely do not want to be racing these guys. I mean, you're safe right here if you're out in front, but you better stay out in front. Justin, are you hearing anything over the radio there, or is it kind of silent?
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. I think guys are just trying to concentrate and trying to motor to the front, try to catch the pack here.
About the last 2 laps, they have gained about 3 to 4 tenths a second on the leader of Josh Cully, but they're going to have to gain much more each lap to be able to start making a dent in this gap they're running down by the end. Gary Armio got very loose coming out of 4, but that was a good save on his part.
Yeah, looks like the car right behind him, maybe Shane Parrish got into him just a little bit, was under him. You know, who knows, that could have been, that's just all racing right there. But I tell you what, that was close to our first caution of the race. I think these guys are going to be content to just ride in line as long as they think they're making good speed. If they think the car in front of them slowing them up, you'll start seeing some passing. But right now, you know, they're gonna just, they have no choice really but to stay in line and try to gain what they can. I really just don't see them catching our guys at the front.
Yeah, guys, we actually almost did just have our first caution of the night. It was right behind our leader. 157 got to the inside corner, or the inside quarter panel of the 13 and almost turned him in the tri-oval. Luckily, they were able to save it and keep going, but that was almost a caution the guys that are away from the pack needed.
Yeah, it looks like they're not through either.
Oh,
Oh,
the 157 looks like he has turned the 13.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he saved it or not. Nope, he didn't save it. He's spinning back up on the track. Rear end into the Atlanta sign on the wall. We got our first caution of the race. Oh, we got a big crash here. The 8 came along and hit the 13. And that, we thought it was going to happen. It almost happened a bunch of times, and finally it went.
Watch the replay here and see what happened. 157 of John Gaines is going to get tight coming out. I'm not sure if he misjudged where Chris Leftwich was at, or if that was some payback from earlier moments.
Yeah, you could see Chris was hard on the brakes to try to keep from going back up the track, but he just had too much momentum. He just carried right back up on the track, and unfortunately, Steve Gerber's night, I believe that's who that was that hit him, just got even worse, already being 3 laps down.
Yeah, it looked like the 13 was sitting in the middle of the track, stopped, hoping everybody was going to miss him, and Gerber had no idea he was there and just come in and got him.
Yeah, his view was completely blocked. He was behind, I believe, the 66. He couldn't see anything, and yeah, he'd had no time to react. Well, we got pit stops coming. Justin, what are you thinking?
Tires. I think you might see some guys take just right sides only here. Try to gain some positions back. Or I don't know. I mean, you might get guys that want to just take all 4 just to be safe, but 4 tires are obviously better than 2. But you might see some guys in the back just take 2 tires and try to leapfrog a few of these guys up near the front here to gain some spots.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, we've got you know, right now, if we look at it, we've got some guys that's going to take the wave around. You know, we've got the 157, who was really, I believe he was the cause of that caution, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it looks like he will be headed towards the back, as he was given the EOL penalty for that, which was just handed down by race control. Looks like he got...
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it does sound like the 157 of John, was it Ganis?
Yep.
Ganis did take responsibility for that accident there, so he did apologize over the radio there to the 13 of Leftwich.
Why don't you say we dial up our driver of the car of our race sponsor, Trackside, Kevin Brown. See if we can get a word with him for a minute.
All right.
Kevin, this is Daniel and Jamie in the booth. You got us?
Who?
Daniel and Jamie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy. What's up, guys?
Just want to see how your race is going, how the car feels, and if you think you got something these last 8 laps.
I think we definitely got something for him tonight in that Trackside NASCAR outlet Chevy. Car's a little tight on the long run, but on the short run it feels really, really good.
All right, well, we wish you luck, and we're going to let you get back to your chat and get ready for this restart. Good luck.
All right, thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, so it looks like Shane Parrish has worked his way to the lead. Again, I'm not quite able to see what kind of tires he took. That's just not working for me right now, but I'm guessing he went with a 2-tire stop, but I could be wrong. but we've got Brent McCoy on his outside there. Mike Leftwich will start on the inside of row 2, followed by Eric Warman. Christopher Simon, Garamijo has worked his way back up to that 6th position as we get ready to go green. Time to get a little aggressive here, I believe. We got the race leader, Josh Cully. He's stuck back now in 8th position. My guess is he went ahead and took all 4 tires. We've got Brent McCoy, who pushed Shane Parrish out to the lead, but then he's going to say, okay, I pushed you out there, now I'm going to try to go around you.
And looks like he's going to get that pass down going into turn 3. You got Mike Leftwich charging hard up behind Shane Parrish. You got Eric Warman on the outside, followed by Kevin Brown. See if they can get a run going. Kevin Brown's going to take it 3 wide coming out of turn 2.
I don't know what this is going to go. Looks like they're going to make it. Yeah, that was a move there. He also had some drafting help there for Josh Cully. Man, they are bouncing off of each other as we go through turn number 3, headed towards the quad oval here. Yep,
Yeah.
it's time. It's time to go.
5 laps to go. You gotta show what you got in your car and not hold back at this point.
Yeah, plus you've got a preseason race here. Points don't matter. These guys say, I want the win or nothing. Well, Kevin Brown, he was telling the truth, wasn't he? He said, I got something for him, and hey, I'm going to go for the lead.
He's making a hard charge up now, coming out of 4. Is he going to lead it at the line? Yes, by a hair.
Yeah, he's got a good pusher there. He's got a teammate, Josh Cully there, Loud Pedal Racing. Going to go ahead and push him. Looks like, side draft. Pretty good side draft there. Very nice. I think that they have touched just a little bit. And we're coming to 3 to go here. It's about to get even wilder.
Question is, do you think we've seen our last caution of the night?
Well, I'm seeing the pushes are getting stronger. They're getting bigger. At some point, you're going to see them latch hold to that bumper, and they're not going to let off. So, yeah, I think we got maybe one more in us. I hope we don't. I really want to see this thing end under green because, man, this is a race right now.
Good push by Cully to the 33 of Kevin Brown. Got him out to the lead. Does he stay high? Not clear going into turn 1 and 2 at this point. And they're banging doors coming out of 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got the side drafted or, I'm going to slow you down one way or the other. All I need is to get this fender out in front of you at the start and finish line. Looks like we're going to come to 1 to go, and we're going to make it. We're not going to, no more cautions. We're going to race back. Josh Cully is giving Kevin one hell of a show. That top line is going to have the run off of turn 4. I like what's happening right now with Kevin Brown. He just got to keep that momentum. And here we go. We're going high. Oh, man, door to door. Let's see what happens. Kevin's coming back. Kevin's coming back.
Oh, Kevin Brown, I think.
No, I think Brent got him.
See what iRacing says. A big crash behind
Yeah, we got
him.
a big crash. We got Gary Armijo on his roof. Flip back over. Looks like Brent McCoy by 6/1000ths of a second. Wow, that's heartbreaking for Kevin Brown, but I tell you, he called it. That was good racing. It was hard racing, very aggressive, but clean. There was nothing that I've seen nobody was really wrecking anybody. But yeah, that was definitely, that was a race.
Yes, sir. You can't get much closer than that.
No, I know that's heartbreaking for Kevin Brown there, but man, he just needs to be proud of himself.
See if we can See how close this was coming to the finish here. Y'all got to bear with us. We're new to broadcasting, still learning everything. So we're working on getting better each week.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Cully stuck right with him, gave him everything he could, and I tell you, you don't get much closer than that.
Let's see, get us a good angle. Give us a rundown of the finishing order for tonight. Brent McCoy is going to bring it home in first place, followed by Kevin Brown. Shane Parrish is in third. Josh Coley comes home in fourth after trying to push his teammate to the win as hard as he could. Fifth place is going to be Mike Leftwich. Sixth is going to be Eric Warman. Seventh will be Jason Ross. In eighth place will be Christopher Simon. Gary Miho brings it home ninth, and Michael Dow is going to round out your top 10.
Yeah, so you go to 11th. You got Adam Weichel. Jonathan Jennings came back after falling one lap down to finish 12th. Adam Thompson, he did a really nice job coming back for 13th after riding around with damage. Richard Leclerc in 14th. That'll round out the drivers that finished on the lead lap.
What do you say we pull up our race winner, Brent McCoy?
That sounds good to me. Hey, Brent, you got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Man, that was a finish there. How did that last lap go for you?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I knew I kind of had to drift up just a little bit, maybe, to keep him off of me on my right side. But no, we kept it clean to the end. A lot of praise goes to Shane for pushing me there. He didn't have to, and it worked out well.
Yeah, it did. And we seen you come from, starting pretty far in the back of the field tonight. You're our biggest mover, gained 16 positions. What was it like trying to go through traffic as the tires started to wear throughout that run?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a lot like Daytona, right? Drafting style track, even in these cars, reminded me of the A-Class Cup cars. And initially, early in the run, you're just trying to manage the runs that you get on people because people are checking up and you're going so much quicker than them. But as the tires wore on, I noticed pretty quickly that I was wearing out my right front pretty fast, and I tried to let up a little earlier and baby that right front some. But at the end here, it's just balls to the wall. You just got to go full throttle the entire way.
And that you did, man. Like you said, you kept it clean. That's what we were saying. Right after the finish there, that it was aggressive, it was hard racing, but it seemed to be clean racing. Everything you would expect here at New Atlanta. Do you have any shout outs you want to give tonight?
Shout out to Adam Thompson for telling me about this league. This is the first race that I've done in it, and it worked out pretty well for me, and I appreciate him and his team, for allowing me to just hang out with them and learn the ropes. So appreciate you guys for putting on this broadcast. Can't wait to go back and watch it.
Sounds good, man. Yeah. What do you think about Daytona next week?
That's gonna be fun. It's a heck of a track. People think that it's no strategy, it's all luck, but there's some strategy to it, and I'm looking forward to that challenge.
All right, sounds great. Well, we'll let you get back to the rest of your night. Congratulations again on the win, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bring up your second place finisher. Kevin Brown had a heartbreak moment, so close to the win. Kevin, tell us about the final laps there.
Well, how can I say it a little bit? Where's my brain? Because I don't know how I did not hear it hit the 31 car when he went high, but that was my only chance. But no, we were pretty quick on the short run. It's just hoping you get the line going and the help you can. I got to thank Josh for the big pushes he was giving me, the last 2 laps. Because other than that, I would have been going straight to the back.
Yeah, I tell you, it was really good racing there to watch, and I actually was thinking that you may get the win there because on the previous laps, that high side was really getting to the start and finish line first. I mean, you was barely edging ahead right then, but then again, he took you seems like a little high in turn 3. I mean, it was clean, but it was hard, aggressive. What was you thinking there as you was going into turn number 3 there?
I was thinking it was going to be basically maybe closer than that at the finish, believe it or not, because it wasn't necessarily the fact that he drove me high. It was the fact coming off the corner, it just felt a little squirrely. And then the lap before coming off, it looked like he came up a little high as well. And I just didn't want to hit each other and just take out everybody at the finish. So I just kept it up a little bit higher than I normally would, just to make sure we didn't have the big one at the end and just have a good run finish.
Yeah, so how are you thinking Daytona's going to go next week after you just run this super speedway? A little different it is, but but it's still close action there. So what you thinking?
And I'm thinking it's a whole different ball game because there it's a drafting track, it's a super speedway, but there you're not letting off the gas in the middle of the corners, not hitting the person in front of you. You're not tapping on the brakes to do the same thing. It's just you just go with it, and then whatever happens happens. Here, even though it's smaller, you still have a little bit more control over your own destiny. With not trying to hit the people in front of you, and if you just calm yourself and be patient, you'll be fine.
Got any shout outs you want to give before we let you go here?
I got to thank you guys for the broadcast. I know we're going back to intensity next week, but you guys are doing one hell of a bang up job getting ready for this truck season. Got to think a shout out to our sponsor, Trackside Nascar Outlet. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. And then, Josh for the great pushes and everything else, and everybody watching.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats on the great finish, and we're gonna let you get on with your night here, and we'll see you at Daytona.
Yep, we'll be there. Hopefully, you guys will be on the car as well.
We sure will. I'm looking forward to that. I kind of missed it tonight. I'll be honest. It looked like a lot of fun.
It was fun, but at the beginning of the race, we had something for him, but once your tires got warm, that outside line wasn't really going to go anywhere. Because it was just pushing way too much coming out.
All right, Kevin. Well, good talking to you, man. We'll see you next week on the track.
All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you guys later.
You too. And we're going to bring up your 3rd place finisher of the 66, Shane Parrish. Shane, you started 18th, moved up 15 positions. What more do you need to get it done tonight?
A clean car. Done 55 seconds of damage there at the end, and I was in 7th place. And I thought, well, I'll take 2 tires and 10 to go. And if I get the lead, I know I won't keep it too much damage. And it's exactly what happened. I knew I'd lose it right away, but I was hoping it'd be enough to get me a top 3, and I got lucky to squeak one off.
Impressive finish. And so talk about the new pit road. We're curious how that went for everybody tonight.
After I practiced it once or twice, I read your post you put out, and I got into the practice session, and I drove around 2 or 3 times. I'm like, I don't see it. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to drive around here like I'm on a tricycle. Finally, I seen it. After I seen it, then yeah, I was okay. I'm like, put my bifocals on, old man. You'll be all right. But no, after I seen it and I practiced it a couple times, it's actually fun. I really enjoy it. It's kind of very interesting pit road. Enables you to get in there 2-3 wide, hot. As long as you don't slide too much, it's kind of fun. Dangerous, but fun.
Yeah, definitely. It looked interesting. I mean, we saw everything we thought we would actually on that first round of pit stops there from, the two leaders getting together. We all saw some guys just seem to go around it too fast. One missed pit road, and but others, it seemed like the ones that got around just right and kept it clean and got onto pit road, they had a good advantage and really made a move up the standings. Um,
Yeah,
as you,
it's what you can do. It's really if you run it right, you don't slide the tires too much getting around there, you can really gain a lot of time. Being on the inside closest, I don't know, I remember gets to the wall or grass, whichever is the closest. But just being closest up there to the inside really makes a big difference to be able to get around there and shoot right on pit road. Just make sure towards the dotted lines. But when you come out, but yeah, I really like it. It's a lot of fun. It's challenging and makes it fun.
well, what are you thinking about Daytona next week?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not a big plate track person. I got a few guys loose there. I think a couple guys are ready to throw some of the nails that they had in their cars out at me at the tires there a few times, but I'm not very good at plate tracks. I try to survive and try not to get people loose. I think it'll be a wreck fest for a while, probably. I mean, everybody makes mistakes there. It's just plate racing. Everybody gets aggressive and too aggressive, and well, we all make mistakes, and it's just the way it is. I mean, it's one of those tracks that plate racing, you just can't get mad at it. We all make mistakes, and we're all gonna make mistakes, and it's just gonna happen. So, you just hope to be one of the ones that survives.
I got that right for sure. Well, what kind of shout outs you have tonight?
Well, I don't have a paint on my car, but I'd like to shout out, to Ryko and Beast Mode. Ryko for making the setups. We don't have the setups here; they're fixed. But when we do, when I run in the cups, they're great. I'd like to shout out to Daniel and Jamie and everybody that puts on the league here, and guys that are getting ready to do the broadcast, switching over. Just I love the league; it's great. I left last year a little early. I wished I wouldn't have done that. Glad I'm back this year, sponsoring several races next year in Cup. Just really look forward to be back, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of clean racing, a lot of green flag racing, which plays into my wheelhouse. I'm a long run guy, so look forward to some long runs this next season.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to it.
Maybe a couple bumpers to Daniel here and there when I get a chance, just have some fun. But yeah,
Yeah, I need it to speed me up a little bit. So yeah, please do.
no, it's going to be a great season with everybody. It's seems like everybody's still great as they were when I left last year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just going to be a great league and great time.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it and ready to get the season started next week. Congratulations on your third place tonight, and we will see you next time.
Yes, sir, and I'll get my cameras up. I see somebody's on theirs down here. That's Jamie. Who's that on the cam down here?
That's me. It's Daniel.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so I'll get mine up, and I'll have a few different angles going on to get those ready to go.
Sounds good.
Maybe not what you want to see, but hey, you have to just live with it.
That's right. I'm the same way. I break most of them. This is like my fourth camera that they just go through them. Once it sees me, it's gone.
Oh, I clearly understand your thought there. All right, guys, thanks a bunch. Y'all have a great night, and I'm going to go down and watch the broadcast.
Sounds great,
All right,
man.
Have a good night. And that's going
right.
to do it for our race at Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight. Had some, a few cautions, or little cautions, I should say. What was that, one?
Yeah, one caution. And it wound up going straight to the green flag. We thought we was gonna have another one, but they raced hard and kept it clean, and it was a great finish. It was definitely a good way to end the preseason.
Yes, it was, and I'm looking forward to seeing how next season's going to go.
No, me too. I'm looking forward to it, and again, we had a blast broadcasting, and thank you to everybody. Bear with us as Doghouse Racing TV is new. We're going to be bringing you the truck action, and we're going to be bringing you the cup action here going forward. Looking forward to Josh and Intensity Broadcasting. They do one heck of a job. Looking forward to seeing them next week. So make sure you go follow them on Facebook and subscribe to them on YouTube. They're even going to be on Twitch. Make sure you subscribe to them and watch as we get going. And me, Jamie, and Justin return to the track next week. And us at Doghouse Racing TV, we're going to see you Sunday, and right after the Daytona 500. I guarantee everybody's going to be pumped up and ready to put on a show. So we're going to be ready for that. And we will see you then. I guess broadcast will start somewhere around 7:45 or so, maybe 7:30, and we look forward to it.
Yes, we do, and we want to thank everybody coming out tonight, and we will see you on Sunday.